Hey, what is going on? You are watching and, of course, listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition. We are here every Wednesday night on the Crowdcast platform. I am your host, Stevie. This is episode 491. Alongside, he's back in business, Kodi Maurice Doggette. How the hell you doing?
Hello, darling. I am in Kansas, baby. I was going to do the show from a cornfield, but I didn't want the children to get me, child. So I was like, no.
It's not Halloween yet. Don't scare us with all that shenanigans.
The children of the corn, baby. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we are happy you are back and back in business.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And a little bit later in the show, we have got a couple of guests joining us from the Vacaya cruise line that I was actually on. They're going to be talking about the red light district, the upcoming Vacaya the thing we're going on, and a whole lot of other things like open relationships. So I can't wait for all of that. But first things first, we have got to get into hot topics. And Kodi, we have to continue the story of O'Shae Sibley. And as many of you know, I know you went to the memorial. I read what you wrote on episode 490. Did you want to add anything else to that on what your experience was?
Just whatever. What I told you was that it was an amazing experience. It was very unifying. There were so many people that were just there were people dancing and there were people on the sidelines. It was just a beautiful, beautiful experience, and how of people coming together. So it was just great. So I really, really enjoyed myself. Of course, I was not voguing. I thought about it though. I was like, oh, should I get in the circle and, do a little catwalk or whatever? But
you could have.
I thought about it, but I was like, no. I'm just here to take the moment in. I said a little prayer, and yeah, it really got my mind together. So I really appreciate that. And I tried to honor O'Shae as much as possible. So.
Right. And we just wanted to share a twist in the story. So essentially the Dmitry Popov, who's only 17, he is the one that's being charged for the senseless killing of O'Shae Sibley at that Brooklyn gas station a few weeks ago. And a lot of people were assuming in news reports that he was Muslim. And there was one person that actually said, it's actually in the police report, that I'm Muslim and we don't believe in homosexuality. And what's come out with the lawyer of Dimitri is that he apparently is Christian. He's not even Muslim. And I think the twist in all of this is that a lot of the Muslim community has come out. In fact, there was a man that witnessed the whole thing go down. He actually ran after the assailant, Dimitri, and he is actually Muslim. He was running after him to try and catch him. It wasn't successful in it. And there was a woman, Sumi Yula. She's only 32. She had come to the gas station after the fact, witnessed all of O'Shae's friends bawling their eyes out, obviously, over what just happened. She's Muslim, and she tried to console them. And so I think what's the twist in all this is that we don't, somehow in the news it got stated that it was a Muslim against gay people, and that's not the case at all. It's actually, like I said, he was Christian. And I think that's really important. There was somebody that said in a recent interview, it doesn't matter what he is, he took a life. I do think it's important to differentiate this with so much hate going on for certain groups, for LGBTQ community, towards the Jewish community, towards the Black community, and we can go on, that I think let's not, because we know we're in a time frame right now, Kodi, where if it can just create huge rifts where they don't need to be. We're all on the same side. I mean, the Muslims that were mentioned that I just mentioned are actually supportive of LGBTQ rights. And so I think it's worth mentioning. I mean, when you heard this story, are you more on the side of it doesn't even matter, or we need to differentiate this?
Oh yeah, I'm more on the side that it is important to kind of state that he was not, because I think in this day and age, it's very easy for us to scapegoat any wrongdoings as a part of the Muslim. Like, it's very easy to make the Muslim community the scapegoat for a lot of things that go wrong, and I think it's really important to say that it's not necessarily Muslim people. My brother is Muslim. He loves me. He would do anything for me. Half of my family is Muslim. They support me. They love me. They have met Joe when Joe and I were dating, and it's not, Islam is not the type of thing, as far as I understand, that would advocate murder of any type. So I get that this is something that should be really spoke on and really let know that that this guy was not Muslim, and we should not be persecuting Muslims because of the murder of O'Shae Sibley.
100% agree, and I'm glad you're right. I just agree with you 100% on that. I know we have some comments there. We'll get to them in just a second. We want to get to this next story, though. We reported back in May when this law became enacted in Uganda. It's an anti-homophobic law that essentially said that promoting homosexuality in Uganda the penalty will get you 20 years in jail.
Okay.
Homosexuality or same-sex acts will get you life in imprisonment, and aggravated homosexuality will get you death. Well,
what is aggravated? Sorry, continue.
Yeah. Imposing sexuality onto another person, whether it's children, we kind of looked it up in our meeting earlier, of anybody will get the death penalty. Well, the World Bank just suspended new loans to Uganda because of this anti-homophobic law that's been enacted. And I think this is really good because money talks, Kodi, and the president actually of Uganda has said that, it is therefore unfortunate that the World Bank and other actors dare to want to coerce us into abandoning our faith, culture, principles, and sovereignty using money. They really underestimate all Africans. We do not need pressure from anybody to know how to solve problems in our society. They are our problems. We are continuing to talk with the World Bank so that both they and we avoid this division if possible. And I just think that, the world, we looked up the World Bank, and the World Bank essentially it's a vital source of financial institution, and it gives financial and technical assistance to developing countries. But I think this was really a great thing. Like I said, money talks, Kodi. And to me, I think, fine, enact these laws, but you want the money. It's almost like a parent. You want to live your life under these rules, under our roof. You're going to have to abide by our rules. Otherwise, live on your own. If you want our money, essentially, Uganda, this is unacceptable, especially when they're so harsh like they are enacted by this law. What did you think?
Oh, yeah, I hear you. And I really honestly do not think that this president of Uganda speaks for all Africans. I don't even know if he speaks for all Ugandans. I think that
certainly not LGBTQ, because they're living in fear.
There it is. There it is right there. And I think that the World Bank, I'm so glad that they're looking out for us. And I feel like this is actually who should be looking out for us because, like you said, money talks. And I'm glad that they're taking into consideration that living in your truth and living as you are is a basic human right that we should not be in fear of being persecuted just for living in our truth. It does worry me a little bit that these funds are not going to this country that is a little bit more underdeveloped, but I do think that this is the right thing. This is the right move because we can't be in support of these laws being enacted at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. We'll continue to report back on what's going on with this. Okay. Well, we are live on this Wednesday night. So we want to see some of your comments. We'll report back. But we have to report on Wayne Brady. A lot of you, I'm sure, know who he is. He just came out as pansexual. He actually joked about it. I'm pansexual, he told People magazine, before adding bisexual with an open mind. We had actually Zachary Zane on the show recently with his book Boy Slut, and he's a self-ascribed bisexual, and he described a little bit of the differences, essentially saying there's not a whole lot of difference. Where it gets caught up is gender, and that's why I think Wayne Brady has used I'm pansexual before adding the open-mindedness of bisexuality. So, quote, I came to pansexual because, and I know that I'm completely messing up the dictionary meaning, but to me, pan means being able to be attracted to anyone who identifies as gay, straight, bi, trans, or non-binary. Being able to be attracted across the board. And I think, at least for me, for right now, that is the proper place. Wow. He's been married twice to women, Kodi, and
me next.
Well, in our meeting, you were talking about you're so attracted to him, and I'm like,
he is so fine to me.
Wayne,
he is so fine to me.
Really?
Okay. Let's get into it.
I mean, I think it's great that he's quoted as saying, "I was so afraid of having my manhood questioned," and that's a big theme for Black men, I think, in general, and probably one of the reasons why he's 51 right now. Well, you're younger than me. And he is barely coming to that conclusion right now. What are your thoughts as a Black man, him coming out now? Do you think he needed to do this? And do you applaud him for doing this?
Well, I definitely applaud him. I don't think that anyone needs to come out before they're ready. As long as you're being honest and truthful with the people that you are in relation with. And I feel like that anyone is owed. I know that you don't necessarily have to come out to every single person. This is a wide platform, and I understand that he's done some good work, because I think that he is going to help a lot of people, because coming out as pansexual or bisexual with an open mind, as he said, I think that will allow more people to take into consideration their own sexuality. That being said, I can't wait to shoot my shot. Wayne Brady is the finest to me. He is so cute.
I think you need to be a guest on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh my God, I would love it. I've loved him since that show. I loved him on Chappelle's show when he said, "Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch?" I've just imagined him choking me and me getting my life. I love it. So I can't wait.
Well, let's stay with the brothers right now. And
right.
will.i.am, this great article. This one I will post on TAGSPodcast.com, because will.i.am actually sees his femininity as his superpower. He's straight, and he's written hit songs for so many people: Nicki Minaj, Miley Cyrus, Rihanna, Britney Spears. But he admitted recently in a very cool article that, like I said, his superpower is his femininity. He was brought up by his mother only, and he took on a lot of those. Coming of age, he said, I didn't have a man in my life, a father in my life to guide me through that. My mom did that, which probably made me ultra feminine. I have no shame in being super feminine. I remember in the 90s, we wouldn't have the support of the LGBT community now that we did then. So growing up in the 90s, we were like, are you gay? A lot of people questioned me because I was feminine. I'm still feminine. I sit the way I sit. I act the way I act. My mannerisms are my mom's. I really like that he is saying all this, particularly as a Black gay or Black straight man. It shows so much as an ally to our community. And I think just it's going to have huge impacts that we need these kind of allies. What did you think when you heard will.i.am say what he said?
I could not agree with you more. Again, another Black man that is living in his truth, and I'm loving it. I'm glad that he's coming out and saying this, because again, he's going to help more people come to terms with who they are. And because I have seen so much so much on the internet about how Black men should act masculine. It's all malarkey. I think it's all completely
Okay, Joe
ridiculous.
Biden.
Let that man. You know, I love me a little malarkey
I love
every
a
now and
malarkey.
then. Let that man eat that banana. Let him dance. Let him do all the things. Life is too short. You should be doing what you want to do in life and loving who you want to love at the end of the day. And I'm
Ugh.
glad I.am is standing in his truth.
I love that too, and I stand with him. Both of them. I think it's great.
Yeah.
We have time
Oh,
for this
yes.
one. Yes, we
I'm
have
going
time
to
for
stand beside with Brady.
in our meeting, you guys, Cody was going off on Wayne Brady. I was like, what?
He is so fine to me.
Okay. I think you need to slide into his DMs.
I am.
And let us know. We have time for this other topic that I'm so excited to get to. Gay TikTok is currently obsessed.
Oh, this one. Oh, gosh.
Yes, so get it ready, Kodi. Gay TikTok is obsessed with this new aging filter that lets you peek into your daddy era. Okay. Well, it's this whole thing that Kodi, you did it. What does it really do?
I did it. It's a filter that basically ages you up. I don't know exactly how much because this could be me in the next year. I don't know.
Wait, don't do it yet.
Oh, okay. I already hit the button.
Too late. Okay.
What?
This is Kodi as a daddy. What's the app called? Daddy?
Uh-oh. What the heck?
There you go.
I messed her up.
Do it again.
Okay, I'm going to do it one more time.
Okay, but let me explain it really quick. The whole idea is gay Twitter is doing this whole thing where what would you look like a daddy? To me, I don't like any of these, the 10-year challenge where you essentially put what I look like 10 years ago. This one, which ages you. I am not into any of that. I just want to be in the moment and now. And this isn't, they always make you just look worse. Why would anybody do it? You, of course,
wait a minute now. You told me I look the same.
Well, I think you kind of look the same. Are you sure you're showing the right one? I mean, it's just.
Oh my God. I'm done. I'm leaving now.
But I was telling you in our meeting that currently I do this every Wednesday. If you follow I.am _Steve V, that I do the promos for this show. And one of the things that I do is, for the longest time, I'll do it shirtless. Okay, being thirsty to try and get some of you to watch the show. And I used to put this filter over myself. It's simply a story filter. It's the first one called Paris. And it simply smoothed everything out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've been working my ass off in the gym recently. And I realized that I look better than the filter. So what you've been seeing recently is, and I'm not even trying to, I'm just saying, but I've worked my ass off. I actually
come through with look better than the filter.
The real me better than the filter. So I'm all about that and not having a filter over myself. And I'm certainly not going to do any filter that makes me look old.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, that might be me in the next week. I don't know. I need to put on some under eye cream because people in my family, my great aunt is alive in the 70s. Yes. So I can't see myself looking like that anytime soon. So
exactly.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Thank you very much.
Because when you do those filters, and I love how it's like a daddy filter, it's like a lot of us take care of our skin. They're using AI. They're using, so they're doing all of the obvious things to make somebody look older. And I just think, no. And why would you put that out there anyway? We're all, like Finn Deerhart said last week's Tags Live, the inevitable is all coming. We're all dying, right?
Yes.
Dealing with the fact that we are dying. Why would we want to advance that? It's like, no. So Bryce said, I want to see Stevie's aging photo. And never.
I said never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen. Well, and thank goodness it's time to bring up our special guest. Kodi, can you do it? Because I think I'm in a different
I will invite them to the main stage.
Yes, we're super excited to bring up our very special guests, Tanner and Steven, or Steven and Tanner, because I think that's how they're going to be sitting in this. Did you invite them?
I certainly did.
Awesome.
Looks like they're coming up.
I love it. I love it. Here they are. Drum roll, please. I see their
I see their icon.
I know. They just got to.
Oh, there it is.
We got him. I think we got him. We got him. We got him. We got him.
The live show, you guys.
Don't give him more pressure.
No, not you guys. I'm talking about. Oh, sorry. No.
Oh, pressure. No, I know what you mean. Yes. Exactly.
The audience. Bear with us.
We tried this already. Yeah, we'll just give him some.
There we go. Hey.
There we go.
There they
are. Welcome, cuties.
Exactly. Welcome, Steven on the left, Tanner on the right. Lean in a little bit more there, Steven, so we can see your beautiful, sexy face. And
there we go.
Come on, Daddy.
Yeah. Okay. Have you been watching the show? Would you do this app that would make you look like a dad, or do you already feel like a dad?
I'm getting there. I'm accepting the gray in the beard and the white in the beard, and I'm embracing it. Luckily, gingers, we age a little bit better, so
yes.
It works. Yeah.
Come on now.
I love it. Well, we really are happy that you are on the show today. We have a lot to ask you. You guys reside in Phoenix, Arizona, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
What's the heat been like there? We just got to ask that real quick.
We have a pool, thank God. Let's just say that. That is a requirement, is you have to have a private pool here. We host a lot of pool parties and enjoy the pool every weekend.
Nice. Okay.
I'm inviting myself to your pool.
Well, we have to talk about, I didn't know this, but the two of you and myself were on the same cruise earlier this year in February. We're talking about the Vacaya 2023 Caribbean cruise. I had a blast on that cruise.
Yeah, it was great.
First of all, was it the first Vacaya cruise you've been on? And what was your experience with Vacaya in general?
It was our first one. We had a friend who told us about it, and we kind of wanted to do a trip last minute. Yeah. So just pulled the plug and went for it.
It was a very last minute decision. Yeah. I got laid off after 19 years, so I needed a good vacation. So I was like, I'm taking a cruise. So we took a cruise.
Good for you, Steven. I love that. One of the things I remember from the inaugural Vacaya cruise line was they had a red light district, but it was the first days of it, and they had a basketball court on the very top level. And I went up there, and it literally was a couple lights, and everybody was kind of in one corner. Cut to the one we were on, the one I was with you on the Caribbean cruise, and Just for Fans produced it. There was music piped in. There was slings everywhere. What was your experience with the red light district, and what kept you coming back every night?
I really enjoyed it. But I mean, at the same point in time, we do a lot of circuit parties. So we've been to dark rooms and all the fun experiences. But I really liked the Vacaya one because I liked where it was at. So it wasn't like you were going to necessarily stumble upon it. So you had to go there to find it. But it also made it a little bit more private too. So it was a little bit more inviting to go there because you knew it wasn't just going to be random people walking by all the time. So I had a lot of fun there. Like, it was a good setup, good situation. Obviously, one night it was a little windy, but other than that, it was a great experience, kind of.
I mean, we always try to go there with our friends as well too, so we kind of have our group and we all have fun and meet new people, I guess.
I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so wonderful. So I have a question. It's going to be my first time going on any Vacaya anything, and I cannot wait to go on the red light district. They have a boat that's going to be there in Puerto Vallarta, and I just want to know what the vibe is going to be like when I actually go into the red light district, because I want to be prepared. I want to know what to expect, basically.
Honestly, I would say it's very chill. So when you go there, you don't have to expect to participate either, because you felt very comfortable with people. Some people just wanted to come check it out and see. They've never experienced anything like that, so they just wanted to come watch. And I mean, a lot of people actually just get enjoyment out of people watching them. So I mean, it's really truly whatever your comfort level is. So you can go there and just watch and enjoy, or it's very easy to, I always say, read the room to and invite yourself and participate at times. So
I'm curious, as a open relationship couple, do you approach this with, we're going to have fun together in the red light district, or I'll see you in an hour, I'm going to be over here on the left, you'll be over there? How do you guys navigate your experience when you're doing the red light district?
We just kind of play it by ear. I mean, like every once in a while you get like the guy who wants to play with the couple, or I don't know, he'll have his own person off on the side, and I'll be somewhere else, just enjoying my time. Then like catch up with each other and check in, and then go back to whatever we were doing.
It's pretty much all about communication. Same thing with open relationship. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing with us. And then normally if we're at an event, or i.e. the cruise together, we'll normally go there together. And then if we split up, or obviously there's a little bit of an age difference between us, so we have different types. So if we find someone that we're both into, then, we have fun together. Or if there's different people that one of us is not into and the other one is, then we explore that option as well. So it works out great.
And I know you guys mentioned that this was your first Vacaya cruise line that you had gone on, but how important is it for you guys when you do book a travel destination, wherever, Vacaya or otherwise, to be able to have spots where you can have sex positivity? How important is that for you guys?
I think almost every single vacation we go on, it's either some type of circuit event or pride event or something where generally that is some type of option, either like PV or anywhere in LA. We're going to Market Days this weekend, so that will be options this weekend at Market Days too. So we try to travel as much as we can, but most of the destinations we go to are LGBT themed and generally have that type of option for us. So
but I feel like we don't necessarily, like, the sex isn't like everything. We feel more comfortable with it just being LGBTQ plus and stuff like that. So I think that's why we base a lot of our vacations off of it, but like the sex is a plus.
Yeah, it certainly is. That was the next question, actually. How inclusive do you feel the Vacaya cruise line is, as far as the people that go there and the activities that they have?
Actually,
I can. I mean, honestly, I felt very comfortable. So, I mean, that was very inclusive to everyone, because I mean, obviously I felt like we actually met some people that were allies on the cruise, which was wonderful. A little different to me. There was a few there. So I guess I wasn't necessarily expecting that, but they ended up being really great people. And I mean, honestly, that's something that we value. We do a lot of rave events too. So we go to like EDC and stuff like that. That's not necessarily, LGBT, but it's a very friendly environment. I guess everyone there is normally very open-minded. Yes, that's the term I'm looking for. We tend to go to things that are where everyone is open-minded, so there's no judgment and there's no anything like that. So that's kind of more of our focus, is where we want to be around people who are open-minded and they're not judgmental and everything. So.
And then what's the scene in Phoenix, the gay scene in Phoenix, when you go out there? Are you so busy that you put everything on the trips? Or do you actually, I mean, you mentioned a pool, and the pool's open all summer long.
The gay scene's not like the best. It really isn't, which is kind of strange. I mean, I feel like we have a good population for it, but all of the gay bars are usually dead. And then the only other gay bar is pretty much like a gay club, because it's all like, it's a mix of like straight couples and girls and gays. So like it's, like pretty much all of our bars are dead unless there's an event going on. And the events don't go on very often, so
it is getting better though. It is getting better. There's a lot of people. You would think for the size of Phoenix, we would have more events, more like Palm Springs and like LA and San Diego and stuff. It is definitely getting better. We're actually friends with a lot of people here that are promoters that are trying to increase that type of activity here. But overall, I still feel like the gay scene is decent here. I mean, we have quite a good, we had 120, 140 gays at our house this past weekend for our last pool party. So, I mean, it was,
there it is.
It's a good group. I mean, I will say, I feel like, I don't know if close knit's the right term, but like we have a good group of people that everyone kind of knows each other and you hang out with everyone, and it's a good community in that aspect of it.
Okay, so a couple quick questions, and I know Kodi has a follow-up question, but how long have you been together?
Next month will be 2 years.
2 years.
Congratulations.
What is the age gap between the two of you?
19 and a half years, almost 20, almost 20
I love
years.
it. I love it.
Great.
And then, Kodi, I know you had a question about open relationships.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to know how it is navigating open relationships in this day and age, as far as, because you just stated that there is an age gap, there's all these things. So tell us how you navigate the open relationship.
I think that just the key is just communication. Honestly, like no lies. Knowing what you're doing, like setting up. Like if you need to set ground rules, set ground rules. Don't try to, tiptoe around these rules. Like we don't spend the night at people's houses or anything. Stuff like that.
We have like our general ground rules, and I agree. Like communication is the biggest key. And I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say in the 2 years. There's been a couple times where we've had to have like talks or whatever, but it's been nothing major. And it's really just the communication. Like things are going to happen, and like you may get upset about something every once in a while, but it's all, if you talk through it and work through it, that's the biggest thing. Is like I don't think we've ever had an actual like fight over it. It's normally like one of us will get upset, and then like we talk through it, and then it's over with, and we know just don't let that happen again. And it's been things that come up that we just didn't anticipate. And I will say, I feel like I know some people are not generally don't really like the idea of open relationships, but I know at least in the LGBT community, most people I know, it works well to have some type of open relationship or some options out there. So
I agree personally, because I think monogamy is so hard for the long haul, and I think I commend you guys for doing it. We've had certain guests on this show where we've talked about polyamory, and polyamory meaning where you can actually have relationships outside of. Have you talked about that in your relationship? And please tell us to F off if we've gotten too far.
No. We have. That's actually one of the conversations we have. I am not necessarily keen on the idea of polyamorous. He is a little bit more open to the idea. So, I mean, and as I said, it's not something that I'll never say won't happen, because you never know. I mean, I feel like the longer you're together, your opinions and options and stuff could change. And I mean, the idea of something different and something new down the road. I mean, it's always, I will say I'll never rule anything out. That's my whole idea, is like, we can talk through and see when the situation arises. And, if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. You work through it. And then if it comes up again or the situation arises again, then you just talk about it at that point in time and see how you feel.
Love it, Kodi.
That's so great. No, I think I've asked everything I wanted to ask. Do you have anything else, Steve?
No, I just think that I love that you guys are navigating this. And when you do go on some of these vacations, do you have to have a conversation? Like, so say when you were on the Caribbean cruise, when you go into some of these, the red light districts, for example, do you play together or do you separate, or how does that often work out? Or do you not like pay too much attention to that?
We sort of just play it by ear. Like we don't know who we're going to run into, the kind of people we're going to meet. I guess that like our types are pretty different. So we just have to play it by ear.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, it comes up even on that cruise. I remember one night he still had a lot of energy left, and I was exhausted. And I'm like, I love you. I am going to bed. I'm at least going to go lay down. I think I stayed awake till I actually got back to the room just to make sure everything was good. But I mean, it's situational.
I think that's one of the best things about Vacaya too, is whether you're on a cruise or our upcoming resort that we are going to be in, Puerto Vallarta, is, it's a safe space. So you can explore some of these things. So we thank you for that. Well, we wanted you to stay on for a little bit longer to play a game with us. So Kodi and I are going to be on the upcoming 2023 Vacaya Mexico Resort vacation in Puerto Vallarta. I know you guys have you been to Puerto Vallarta?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I love it. So this is going to be from October 29th through November 5th. And we did a recent survey of fetishes, and we want to get your take on fetishes. But one of the things that a recent story that came across our newsroom was about armpit fetish. And armpits have been turning on gay men for centuries. Quote, "The sweet sizzling from the underarms always turns me on," says Patrick O'Rourke. And Patrick lives in Ireland and happened to connect with the writer of this story. "For me, armpits encapsulate masculinity. The armpit hair and musky smell is the ultimate depiction of a man. And if you're attracted to men, what a better turn on than that." And so we did our recent study not even study, but survey, Kodi, where we are giving away one 2023 Vacaya Mexico Resort vacation in Puerto Vallarta. We're talking October 29th through November 5th. You all listeners can enter to win. Just go to TAGSPodcast.com, enter your email, and you'll be entered. But one of the things we asked was, what's your fetish? We're going to do a round robin in a second, but as well as armpits, this is what a lot of people had to say. Do you have a fetish is what we asked, and if so, what is it? Those people said leather, armpits as delicious, just like the story, groups, leather and underwear, glory holes, voyeurism and exhibition, hairy men, soccer knee-high socks, and nipples. Wow, that's very specific.
Knee-high socks. Okay, all right.
Nipples again, male butts,
I'm gonna try that one out.
Sex, yeah, facials, bareback, golden shower and groups, how guys smell after a workout, especially armpits. There you go, and their ass. Public sex, exhibitionists, bondage. Not
They're
sure.
shaking their heads over there at each other.
Somebody wrote, "Not sure if this is wait, to the public sex or the bondage." Bondage?
To everything.
Okay. Not sure if this is a fetish, someone wrote. "I like it when the guy is obsessed with me and passionate." Okay. Nipple pinching. Still exploring my sexual desire, somebody said. Love to sub to multiple tops. By the way, my husband and I have a wedding anniversary. Okay, great, thanks. Feet and foreskin, feet and pits, bondage and whipping. So we thought it would be fun to do a round robin and talk about what fetishes you all have. Why don't we start with our guests?
Yes.
We'll start with Stephen. Do you share the same fetish as Tanner? And if not, what is your fetish that you can share with all of us?
I don't know that I have a specific fetish. I think I do like bondage, some for sure. At times, depending
as
on
the dominant.
I'm trying to really think what. I mean, I don't really have a specific fetish. I mean, there's nothing. It really depends on the person too, because I mean, there's certain things that I won't do, but I mean, I'm also kind of open to whatever the person's into. I mean, I will try most. There's some things I won't try, but most anything I will try.
I love it.
But I love the conversation about
like
the whole the gym and the workout and the must thing, because we actually our whole group just had this whole conversation, because there's a very big difference. I do love the whole must sweaty smell, but there's a very strong line between the musk and man scent and just
bad
BO.
BO.
There is a difference. Because actually a whole group of us just had this conversation, because in general most of us like the whole sweaty, musky. I mean, it's hot right now, so I mean it's a good time in Phoenix to explore that option. But there is a very dry cut line between the
well, okay, so before Tanner, I want to hear your take on
between
your fetish.
Sexy and stinky.
So let me just tell you, because I feel like this is relevant. So I have a feet fetish that with certain guys, depends on the guy, right? As everything. And there was a guy that I recently met in New York, and he went back, and we've been DMing each other. And you know that he sent me. He worked out for days. He went into the dry sauna, the heat sauna, wearing these socks for a week. And I said, send them to me. So he said, I got the package in the mail, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe like somebody actually did this.
It's like Christmas.
And it was kind of like Christmas. And I opened it up, and they smell like him and his feet odor. And honestly, it's sending me over. I mean, it works for me. And so, yeah. So that has been amazing for me. Tanner, what can you share with us about your fetish? Any of those that we listed resonate with you?
Honestly, for me, like it's really like just meeting someone and seeing what turns them on. Because I myself probably pretty vanilla. I'm into like super manly, musky, burly men, and like if they're
like
into something,
Steven.
yeah, if they're into something, I'm most likely gonna. I mean, I'll draw the line at some things, but most likely I will be turned on by seeing them turned on.
He's more of a pleaser.
Curious.
Yeah. I would be more of a pleaser, so yeah.
Yeah, fetishes are funny that way because they can come about. There was one that I wasn't sure I was going to like piss play or drinking someone's piss. And I was like, always thinking, oh, absolutely not. And don't knock it till you try it, Kodi. That's the beauty of fetishes. And listen, if you try
I drink Bud Light. I can handle some piss, okay?
No more talk about Bud Light. We can't with that. But Kodi, weigh in on this, and how do you weigh in on what you've heard on fetishes?
I have a huge underwear fetish. I love, as I was an emerging gay man, a little gay boy coming out and walking down the underwear aisle, I've had an underwear fetish. So, and that has evolved into leather play and bondage. And yeah, I love public sex. I've always loved public sex. And just having somebody watch you, being an exhibitionist, I always love that as well.
I have some dogs.
I know, right? Puppies. If the puppy wants to watch, they can watch.
Are they into dog play?
I think they might be attacking the Roomba, actually.
Yeah.
If the Roomba wants to watch, they can watch.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Those are. But again, like it really depends on the person, because if they are hot and they make their fetish hot to me, then I'm down.
Steven and Tanner, before we go, it sounds like your pool parties are legendaries. Walk us through what a pool party would be like if we were to get an invite to one of your pool parties, because I want to come. Like, what would we see, and how would it go down?
Well, we have like a lot of chill areas. Like we have a lobby, like a second living room that's just all couches. And then we have a big patio set up as well. So you'll just see kind of like a lot of people just talking to each other once you first come in. And then, I mean, we're usually always running around greeting everyone as we come in, or as they come through the door. And you'll see probably way less people in the pool than you'd think, because gays never get in the pool.
What?
Even in this heat, there's like maybe like 25% of them get in the pool.
Yeah.
Tanner, are you Canadian, by the way?
Alaskan.
Alaskan.
My family
Yeah.
Got it.
That's surprising to me, because I feel like for me, I would want to get in the pool because I want my Speedo to adhere to all of my nooks and crannies and things of that nature.
Okay, Kodi.
So I think it out. I think before I go in the.
And then we have this room actually that I'm in right now. This is my gaming room, but we turn it into like a sex room.
It's a playroom, so it normally has a sling set up, and we have the rubber sheets, and it's actually not that bad this week. Normally after our pool parties, it takes a few days to get the man smell out of here, but it's not too bad this week.
Yeah, they cracked the window.
They cracked
open.
the window this time. Yeah, they were nice. They cracked the window, but and all of our lights are color changed, so we literally turned it into the kind of like the red light district. We have all the red lights, so it's like our dark room. We have all the lights turn red, and yeah, it's all fun and games. So
I love it, guys. Thank you so much. You've really added so much to the show. And I hope to meet you guys in person or come to your pool party soon.
We do 2 or 3 a year. We'll probably have one more. We actually did the kickoff pool party of the season here. We did our midsummer one last weekend, and we'll probably do one more before the end of the summer. So we normally do three giant pool parties a year. So.
And I know I will see you on a Vacaya event at some point soon. You can follow Steven on Instagram at Steven, STEVEN B.PHX, Phoenix, right? Steven B.PHX. Follow Tanner on Instagram at Tanner Tot, T-O-T on Instagram. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Got it.
I love it. We really want to thank you guys because,
Thank you.
Caring
thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. This will be up on TAGSPodcast.com, and I hope to meet you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Nice. Cody, love it. Oh my gosh, so much
fun.
fun. I know.
They're so cute.
Super cute. Absolutely. Definitely I want to go to one of those parties. So
I know, right? I told you I invited myself. I don't know. You can be my +1, boo. Okay.
Oh, thanks. Okay. Well, we have to get to this Reddit thread. This one really resonated with me, and it was entitled "It Finally Happened, Blocked Upon Arrival." They wrote, I messaged this guy to suck his dick, and he said he could host in about 3 hours. I was at work, so I didn't mind the wait. I left early and gave him his address 2 blocks past my subway entrance. I tell him I'm a block away so he can come down. Then I got there and realized he had a doorman, so I couldn't get in. The awkward moment when the doorman asks, who are you here for? I have a doorman here, and I often know that you can't come up past the doorman. I checked to see
up right away.
Well, yes, but you got to pass, girl. I checked to see if he's online, so I wait out front of the busy street. Then 2 minutes later, I checked again, and he blocked me. I wish I had screenshotted his face to let the door guy know what an asshole his tenant was. Like, the doorman's going to really care. I'll admit I wasn't prepared. They're like the gatekeepers, y'all. They don't care. They are on your side only. I'll admit I wasn't prepared to meet anyone today. I wore glasses, which always made me self-conscious, and the fit wasn't my fave. So part of me wonders, did he see me somehow and thought I didn't look like my photos? I'll admit I sent him pics of me in sexier clothing and even a nude, which he later said was sexy. This would have been the first time I would give a guy head without sex being involved. So I was already a little hesitant, but he was so hot, so I thought, why not? You know, Kodi, I know you have a story on this because we talked about it in the meeting and I want to hear about it, but let me just share a recent experience. I always say on this show ad nauseum that I don't do well on the apps, but recently I went on one of the apps and met a guy. I was horny. I had him come over. It was really late, and but I did not, like this guy, block him because I feel that's so like this story. Don't tell somebody to come to your place and make them get in a car, get on a train, go across town. It's like, don't waste people's time.
Yeah. At least invite them up for a coffee or something. I don't know.
Or so you could do what I did. I actually, this guy wasn't that far from me, and I invited him up. He came in. I was very aware of the pictures that were on my screen. When I opened the door, to me, he didn't look like anything like those pictures at all. And honestly, I sat there. He wanted to use the restroom. I said, sure. He came back and he's like, wow, you're so quiet. And I said, I don't think this is going to work out. And he was very cool and said, okay. And he packed up his stuff and walked out. But at least I didn't.
Stuff.
Well, I know he had a backpack. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh. What was he doing?
But the thing was, he didn't give me a whole like rigmarole, this or that. And I just think that I wouldn't tell somebody to come over and then block them and let them be like on the street. Like, that's like lame. It's like, you know, if you invite somebody over, at least have them come up, make your decision then. And if you're not into it, you're not into it. what's your story?
So, first of all, I want to tell this man that wrote into Reddit that this is, if somebody blocks you, that is their loss personally, because it sounds like you're adorable and you should just go find another dick to suck. Because I'm going to tell you that one time I had this adorable young man. Oh my God, he was so beautiful. Young as in like 25, 28, something like that. Not he came over to my house. As soon as he got there, he came right into the living room, dropped to his knees, I buckled my pants, and he sucked me off and he swallowed as soon as I came, and it was fantastic. And I would love to do that again because it was really, really hot just to have somebody come in with no speaking whatsoever that is just there to suck you off. It's really, really sexy. So I would do it again. It was 10 out of 10.
I love it. When you know what you want, you go in there, you go in for the kill, and you leave. End of show. Everybody goes home happy.
I was definitely happy, and I was already home. So
what are we talking about? Okay,
exactly.
I love it. Yeah. So, anyways, okay. And lastly, before we get into how we often end the show, straight up gay porn's thirst trap, we wanted to show you what I consider a thirst trap. You guys all know the actor Andrew Garfield. Can you put it in the mix there, Kodi, for those watching us live? Yes. Twitter users recently were thirsting over Andrew Garfield, who I think is an amazing actor. He apparently was over the weekend on a vacation in Italy, and there's a guy behind him doing something to him, and it looks a little like a lot of people
risque.
What's up with Spider-Man getting backshots these days? Some people thought he was getting railed, and posted all kinds of pictures of people thinking that he's just getting pounded.
My favorite meme was the one where it's him bent over, and then the next picture is just lines saying how many loads he's taken.
So we all know, poor Andrew Garfield, because he's a celebrity now and everyone wants to probably snap his picture no matter where you're at. And we all know, you and I were at the Naked Beach recently, and there's this, put on some, Kodi, can you put on some SPF 50 for me? And you, of course, wanted SPF 10 or something like that.
Because I needed that golden glow.
I mean, whatever, bitch. But but we're all like on top of each other. Or the other thing that I find hilarious is when you're at these naked beaches and the sun is changing and you have to move your tent or the towels. And we're at the naked beach. So inevitably, there's people behind you, there's people on the other side of you, and you're trying to move the tent this way, but you're bending over with your ass up in the air. And could you imagine if we were celebrities and people took our pictures? It would be so unflattering to get that picture. Look at Kodi's ass up in the air.
My ass is amazing, darling. Okay.
But everything's all about right lighting and, I mean, what do you think about this?
Oh, I think it's hilarious. I think that Andrew Garfield is so professional, and he has been a celebrity for a while, so he's used to this kind of thing. I don't think if anybody really meant to hurt his feelings. So,
oh God, no, it's not that serious.
Yeah, no. He is an LGBTQ+ ally, so I think that he laughed it off at the end of the day because he wasn't getting pounded. He probably was getting oil or SPF wiped on him, basically, and his friend was doing it. Yeah. So,
and lastly,
it's hilarious.
It is. And lastly, we want to end on one of our favorite segments that we do once in a while here. It's produced by Straight Up Gay Porn. This week, they're asking the question: which of these 12 gay porn stars took the best photo? There was a lot of really good ones on it, including last week's favorite, Horse Long Adam, the ginger guy that everybody seemed to love. I'm just going to start, and mine went to a guy named Dan Damage. And the way I approach this every week is I tend to click on their link and look at their Twitter account. he seems like he fucks a lot of women, but I'm not mad at straight porn sometimes. His dick is so thick and long. He's looking at it. He has a Metallica cut up shirt and he has beautiful, sexy pursed lips. And I see the way he pounds. He's really good at fucking. And it's a nice thick dick that kind of curves at the tail end that probably feels really good inside when you get that. That's all I'm going to say.
Look at you. I feel like you're over there imagining it. I
am. Well, this is what this job is about. So
it's part of the description, honey. I love it.
Kodi, go.
First of all, my honorable mentions go to, of course, Raheem Shabazz, because I love him. He's the best. And Johnny Kraken, who is so fucking and thick and just gorgeous. But my top pick this week is going to have to go to Xavier Robb. He is just so sexy. And he has a beard and he's got a short cropped haircut. It's just adorable. But this is a mirror selfie and he's standing in front of like a black background, completely naked, except for a silver link chain around his neck. And his body is just absolutely gorgeous. And he's holding his fat cock to the side. And I did deduct 2 points for the Apple Watch, but he is still damn fine. I cannot.
What do you got against an Apple Watch?
You told me you didn't like it, so I thought that would be funny.
Okay. That's me, though. People watching us live, Doug says Carter Del Rey, as well as Malibu watching us live. Thanks, Malibu. So-called Gosling. I love that. You can vote on this, too, and you should vote on it because it's an actual voting mechanism produced by Straight Up Gay Porn. Go to TAGSPodcast.com and reference episode 491. We'll list it there. Tell us who you like and who you are voting for. Don't forget, you can enter our 2023 Vacaya Puerto Vallarta Vacation Resort, October 29th through November 5th. You can win a trip on your own, and we would love to see you there, but you can also get up to $200 off and join us. Just get your room and we would love to see you there. Simply use our promo code TAGS, TAGS. All of the links are on TAGSpodcast.com. You can follow my co-host Kodi Maurice Doggette on Instagram. He's a life coach at KMD Coaching or at Mr. Maurice, where you see a lot of sexy stuff. Are you going to post some stuff in Kansas? That would be a no. Okay. If you follow me, I.am _ Steve V. We want to thank our special guest.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
You guys, thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate it a lot.
Yes, we do.
And in the meantime, continue having hot gay sex. Equals in our 976.
6 for sex, darling.
Okay.